going to start from seated today and then make our way all the way onto our backs. Allow the knees to stay bent and the feet to be grounded on the floor, and hands by your side or hands overhead. Take a few easy breaths, and then finding your exhalation, draw your navel down towards the floor so that the pelvis tilts and the lower back is pressed into the mat. Inhale, reverse the tilt, and exhale, draw the lower back onto the floor. A few more. So every inhalation, belly lifts towards the sky, arching the lower back, and then as you exhale, glutes squeeze, lower back to the floor, but keep the hips firmly on the ground. A few more. Exhale, pressing down. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling down. Inhaling, lift. And exhaling down, just loosening up the lower back. We're going to keep the lower back pressing down as we continue to breathe. And just finding activation in the front of the body. And then swinging the arms around, drawing the right knee in towards the chest. And then extending the left leg down. Press down into the heel, lift the toes towards the sky. And you can gently engage the left buttock, allowing the left front hip crease to open. And just keep squeezing the right knee deeper down into the chest. As you exhale, draw the right knee over towards the left, taking an easy spinal twist to begin the practice. And then as you inhale, bringing the knee back up, and maybe just bringing them together for a moment, rolling everything out. And then from here, extending the right leg down, foot to the floor, squeezing left knee into chest. Next inhalation, you can allow that leg to straighten out, or you can just keep the knee bent, whichever you prefer. Toes pointing up towards the sky, heel pressing away, thigh engaged, and kneecap drawing up. Belly is still pulling down into the mat, allowing the lower back to ground, and then stretching the arm out as you're ready. Exhale, rolling over, and coming into an easy spinal twist. Breathe into the rib cage, breathe into the length of your spine. And then as you inhale, bring both knees to chest. Take a moment to just ease them from side to side and releasing both feet to the floor. Bring the hands into the lower back with the pelvis resting on the hands, palms flat and down. Point the toes up towards the ceiling and then gently draw the navel back down so the lower back presses into the floor. As you exhale, lower the legs as far as you can manage. And then on the inhalation, drawing them back up. The key here is to keep the lower back on the floor, so not letting it lift. And taking a few more rounds, just warming up through the belly. Seeing if you're maybe be able to drop the feet a little bit lower every time. And then seeing if you can maybe hold the legs out ahead of you, keeping the navel down, keeping the lower back into the floor, and just breathe. And then inhale, knees to chest, rolling a bit from side to side, letting everything release. From here, we're going to take a few easy rolls along the length of our spine. And then sitting up into Navasana, boat pose, reaching your hands out towards the sides. You're welcome to stay holding on to the backs of the knees if you need to. Just make sure you're lifting out of the lower back, navel drawing in, chest lifting tall. A few more breaths. And then releasing, rolling over the ankles and making your way into a table. You can loosen through the shoulders, loosen through the back. And then coming into a few rounds of cat and cow. So as you inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin, and exhale, rounding into the upper back. Keep moving with your breath, letting the breath be long and the movement be slow. And then tucking your toes under, pushing into a downward facing dog. You can trade the heels out for a moment, just taking it nice and easy. From here, inhale, reaching the right leg up towards the sky, pointing out through the toes, belly draws in, and just breathe before you exhale the front foot down in between the hands. Keeping right hand on right knee, inhale, lifting left arm to the sky, coming into crescent lunge. And then as you exhale, straighten the front leg, draw the hips back. Inhale, lift, coming into crescent lunge. Exhale, back into Ardha Hanumasana. Inhale, float forwards, lift. Exhale, drawing back. Inhale, reaching up, lift through the belly, lean into the hips. Taking one more deep and slow breath here. And then as you exhale, draw the hands back. You can link them to the floor or link them behind your back. And just allow yourself to lean into Hanuman, toes reaching up to the sky. Kneecap drawing up, grounding through the left fingers as you exhale, taking a twist towards your right hand side, so twisting towards your leg, keeping the right hip down as much as you can. One more deep breath, and then fingers to the floor. Inhale, bend the knee, tuck the back toes, and stepping yourself into plank. Knees down, chest down. Inhale, lifting into cobra, and exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale up through the left leg. And then exhale, stepping forward between the hands. Drop the back knee to the floor. And then as you inhale, reaching up through the right arm. And then up through the left. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, bend the knee, lifting through the chest. And exhale, drawing back once more. Inhale, lifting forwards. Exhale, drawing back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, drawing back. Inhale, coming towards the front, holding for a few breaths. Press down through the front heel, squeeze the buttocks gently, reaching the hips forward, lift through the belly. And exhale, fingers down to the mat. Feel the left hip drawing back and down. Engage through the kneecap on the left leg. Spine tall, heart reaching forwards. And then grounding through the right fingertips. As you exhale, twist and open, left hand reaching towards the sky. Keep the left hip coming down. Twisting through the rib cage, draw the belly in. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, bring the fingers down, bend the knee, and stepping back into plank. This time you can take chaturanga or knees chest, whichever variation you prefer. And then as you exhale, coming into downward facing dog and holding for a few breaths. Feel the heels reaching down to the mat, the fingers pushing down, lifting the chest away from the floor. And then as you exhale, coming back down into table. From here, we're going to move into frog's pose. So open the knees wide to the sides of the mat. Allow the heels to be directly in line with the knees, and gently pull the belly and the bottom ribs away from the mat as you press down through the elbows. You're welcome to lower your chest or your forehead down, and just taking a few easy breaths here, navel pulling up in towards the spine. And then inhale back onto the elbows, bring the big toes together, push back, and then from there allowing the knees to come together. From here we're going to move into gate pose, so just turning sideways on the mat, standing on the knees. Let the right toes point out and then roll the hips back towards the front so the pelvis is parallel to the side of the mat. Inhaling up with your left arm, press down through your left knee, and then as you exhale, reaching over towards the right. Fingers can stay on the knee, fingers can go to the floor. Just keep the left leg nice and strong. Keep the belly drawing in, keep the hips reaching forwards. Inhale coming up, exhale hand down by the other side, and then reaching fingers over once more. Point away through the toes, point away through the fingertips, hips reaching forwards, and then exhale, rolling towards the front and making your way onto your sitting bones. Keep your left knee bent, foot resting on the right inner thigh, and then as you exhale, folding forwards, coming into easy Janu Sirsasana A. Taking a few deep breaths here to lengthen out through the back of the leg, lengthen out through the spine. And then as you inhale, reaching arms up, exhale, coming down. Move yourself back into an easy pre-position for gate pose, pointing the toes out, rolling the hip forwards. Press down through the right knee, inhale up through the right arm, and exhale, leaning towards the side. Keep the belly drawing in, keep the hips pushing forwards by engaging the glutes, and open the chest and the rib cage towards the sky. Inhale up, exhale, hand down the other side. Reach the fingers and the toes away from each other, hips reaching forwards. Exhale, fingers come down to the front, and then making your way onto your sitting bones with the right knee still bent and the right foot resting on the inner thigh of the left. Inhale, reach up, and then as you exhale, folding forwards. Taking a few deep breaths here, keeping the legs active, keeping the back active and the heart reaching forwards. And then as you inhale, reaching your arms up, exhale, hands down, straighten the legs, or make your way into any comfortable seated pose. We're going to do a little bit of pranayama, so whether your legs straight or knees bent, doesn't matter. Gently bring your thumbs into your ears, closing your eyes with your fingers, preparing for bumblebee breath. So as you inhale, allowing the lungs to fill. And then as you exhale, Keep moving with your breath, adding a soft hum with every exhalation. Feel the vibration in your throat and feel the fullness of your lungs with every inhalation. Slowing the exhalation and the hum out as much as you can, allowing the mind to become soft and filled with patience. When you're done, releasing hands to the knees, and just take a few easy breaths. From here, we're going to make our way onto our backs. And from here, we're going to roll over onto our plow pose. You can reach your fingers towards your toes, or you can stretch your arms out by your sides or hold your hands into your lower back. Try to make sure that all the weight is on your upper back and your shoulders and not on the neck. And taking slow, steady breaths. Inhale, reach the toes up, coming into your shoulder stand. And then allowing the feet to lower, slowly rolling out of the pose. As you do, bend the knees and just let the back release onto the floor. And then when you're ready, you can lengthen the legs out, coming into shavasana. Take a few minutes here and just allow yourself to become centered. Slow, deep breaths. You can bring your hands to your belly and to your heart. And just allow yourself to sink into this pose, taking the time you need to set yourself up for moving forwards. Take a moment to appreciate your practice, even if it's short, knowing that every day makes a difference. Namaste.